Well, hello there, welcome back. It is I, Wizardix, and here we are to play Ace Attorney. No, not just Ace Attorney, no. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So, last time we started Reunificate Trial, and we discovered that the Sergeant actually lied. Why? What will happen? Well, we'll see now. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. This is what being an ace attorney is all about. Hello, baby. They definitely saw him. The investigator cat there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. They never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up from the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either. Myself, I have already been quite clear. Gunshot interested me not. Was far too busy on the floor. What were you doing? And dig for treasure. Treasure? On the floor. Indeed, the Hohe Era Koban, my prized coin. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it's my habitude to place it in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, let's say, in the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. One day under scrutiny was to the material man that I proffered my Hohe treasure. Believe that he will purchase such a rough find, but I did not. I was presented with a little alternative. After averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, was there no more. Simply vanished. Koban vanished. Hunting around under the table was in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded holy treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, you find the coin in the end? I guess the answer is no. I see. It's so cool. That multiple day the precious Hohe carbon was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. The government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it will be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is the position, Prosecutor Auchi? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger in front of a tiger at the gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make. In hearing the next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What do you mean? He seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. We will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. At once, sir. Waiting signal to testify, sir. There's something on or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Newest member of the Noza family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name Ida. Oh, hello. What seemed those straps are a sign of the surgeon being too strapped to afford a nanny. I do, teen. Oh, your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Well, well, well. Why do you lie? Maybe just to hide something. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the roaring man he was, the young lad in black, the much I myself did see. True. Furthermore, the visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Alone he was, the Englishman, standing all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet that dispatched the Englishman over and out. His testimonies are suddenly compelling. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. There was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her. Respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We're not here to listen to your fantasies. It's evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. Prosecution has no photographic evidence of this fact. Something's different here. See? I told you, well, last week. What are you now? That something's different there, exactly. Wonder why? Or maybe it's the flowers, and if it is, then I'm just wrong. I guess it's the flowers. Well, I'm not right then. Yay. Wait. Oh yeah, it stopped. It stopped in the body, that's why we can't see anything here. As can plainly be seen, there's only one place set. It's actually the flowers. No! Based on the appearance of these prints, it will be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The goal will add this new photographic evidence to the record. I don't understand. I want to check things. Quickly. It's slightly different, no? It is slightly different. We have more water here, and we also have a cleaner. Well, we have less. We have not any water here, and this fork is actually pretty clean. About a steak. It's been eaten. What can it be? It is perfectly fine. Oh, it looks like. We draw a line here. I don't know. What's going on here? It's not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. That's not true. I saw her. That's why I saw a woman with him. It seems that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies which I have just heard leave no further room for doubts. Very easy for you. Not have any room for doubts? Well, I guess I get it. You're a bit pressed on time. They're very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. You think that that's what they're looking for. Tagetsushi Aochi will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. How can this be happening? Judge is ready to rule. Tento Ryunosuke, it's not over yet. Time for cross-examination. What you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it. Draw out the truth in cross-examination. Come on, be proud, be strong. Defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood? Rule can be so embarrassing at times. Okay, the true culprits. Even if what I said wasn't enough, I was a child, it's almost the same thing. Nothing to say here. Wait. I'll need... Why is he doing that? Oh, it's not this one. It's this one. Maybe true that I was holding a gun at that point in time. I've told you already, that's only because I picked it up from the floor. Obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it anyway. I just finished drinking my coffee and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment, a gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond your control, life is... What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated his testing predicaments. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the carbon from the floor and find myself in inequalities testing predicaments as the result. Anyway, the fact remains. Myself, I did see you. With pistol in hand staying off the foreigner. Well, true, I guess. Search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Let's press this one too. You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's stable. There was a lady there. You have been at pains to point out this time again. I felt growing and callous in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of that woman. Only there'd be more people dining there at the time, and someone else would have noticed her. Fortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. Quite time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. The place was almost empty. What do you expect? 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day and why he was alone. Was it indeed a reason? It was? It was found in the victim's jacket pocket. Medical report card, Your Excellency. It was seen that the victim had an appointment at the clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Or clinic? There will indeed appear to be an entry for the dates in question. Noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incidents. The victim went up for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. Prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, that Ray has no bearing on the case. I wonder, what do you think, Rinosuke? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related really. You can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Yes. Yes, please. Oh, this look. If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. Well, it can be useful. Because has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additionally, evidence will be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern. Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Headband. No, not herb. Yes, headband. Love it. Gold will grant the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. The most disturbing trend. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Maybe it can be useful. What we need right now is new clues. I have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, fan. Alone he was the Englishman dying all by himself. One other than black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. We need more clues. Why aren't you telling the truth? What do you say, cadets? Was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. As one of you might not have noticed. For both of you to have failed to see the professor's dying companion, it's just not possible. That's so odd. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruto, not just a case of these two witnesses alone. The waiter, whose testimony the court heard already, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. You are the sole opponent for this phantom lady, but if such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. I'd like to see the medical record. Maybe not now. Prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is a blind waste of the court's time. Nothing can say to that. Excellent work, Rinosuke. You gleaned some new information now. I don't feel like it changed much. I can't see that it brings any real disappearances to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. I mean this. This is a brand new piece of evidence. Perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. Oh, exactly. You notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press space and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Yeah, use the arrows. Oh, to move it. Rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using... Okay. You move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. The crosshairs starts... If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press space to investigate further. So partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. If there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Yeah. Stop, please. It says Hota Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? That was 5 I called the only call I've ever had in my life. And I remember even though I felt awful already. I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. Never forget it, never in my whole life. Most people will give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is the clinic where they treat people for illness like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Dentist. Looks like the medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record of a long-term treatment. That's why with a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor. I mean, as long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine. They give you painful injections. And then they demand lots of money from you, the privilege. Or when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient, with a bad case of stubbornness no less, for which the only cure is a very better medicine indeed. Let's open it. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. And there's an entry for the day that the professor was killed. Extraction of a molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had the tooth taken out? Well, seems so, just before the incident. He's had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours, post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. Just like information worth bearing in mind. That's weird. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. I think it's time we'll listen to the testimony again, don't you? No. Dining all by himself. Well, I'm sorry to tell you that, but actually he couldn't be alone. He couldn't dine at all to begin with. Well, I think... What are you weathering, lad? Got yourself a lawyer. I wish I could. But first and foremost, here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their walls occasionally. In other circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. It's so cool. We could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. You raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully. Knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Rikuta-san is a medical report card belonging to the victim. I see. And I don't see. Love it, boy. Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, Yamato? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with Yamato's rival. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. What he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's... You don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your points. Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. The medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else beside this pale-faced pupil? What? Wait, you... This medical report card has nothing to do with the case. You have perpetrated the crime. You really believe that? The Albert's health petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be irrelevant? Perhaps because Holler Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. Ooh, he's cool now. A bit cooler than what he used to? Like, some minutes ago. It is supposed to mean something to me. Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. Does this ring a bell? What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, Carrot? He had orders not to eat, so what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia was off. That counts. Kurokute-san. What, boy? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. Additionally, there's more. They have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence the victim was dining alone. Oh, that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Expertly done, partner. What is this nonsense, you little upstarts? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table. Use your head. That's the versus discrepancy we're talking about. Or can you follow the logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say the tables in this restaurant case have turned. So funny! I love it. Did you agree, Rinosuke? Yes, most definitely. Having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beef steak? The goal will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. Assume you're ready, Counsel. Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been an as yet unknown third party. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table. You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person. It was because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of half eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody here eating the steak. Okay. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at the stage, we'll lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a thorough trial, relentlessly. Are you insane? We will take on the government. Don't worry, Counsel. No issue with you. What do you mean? Have issues with them? These two witnesses is in the stand. What are you talking about? I've demonstrated with evidence the victim was not alone. If it now turns out the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. You can't lie. Here, especially. That is a crime. And since this is a murder trial, we'll also be deemed complicit in the killing. Negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. We're just following orders. That's right, as the man says. They say you never saw the gentleman. That's what they told us. Ooh. Oh. What did you just say, Cricket-san? Nothing? We're just following orders. Now hold on, lad. I was They never saw the gentleman, right? When you say gentleman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements. Is it true, you pair? Just one simple slip of the tongue. Order, Counsel, explaining what is going on here. It's painfully clear now to try to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Come on, then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? That's classified. You're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Well, of course it can. Judging from the way they're reaching it to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchi had any idea about this. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? Can of them who tried to silence these witnesses, and we can continue our pursuit. We need to name whoever it was. Try to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. How? What can we possibly? Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. That's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. All answers. It's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated. I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please, wait. Excellency, no idea about any of this, I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing. And what does the defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency, no time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Says the prosecution, the only person with necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is... Enough influences. Him, I guess? Well, actually, that will be Satoru Hosonaga. Why I chose this one, by the way? Because, well, I wanted to check this card, actually. And little did you know, he's not just a waiter. I felt it, that's why... Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it say the witness's name? Here, Satoru Sonaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name, that's sort of the point. Not the name that's unexpected, it's his job title. Oh, Chief Inspector Satoru Sonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. They're wielding it somewhere here. That's why I chose Satoru Sonaga. Just didn't have the time to actually check it. But now I know that I need to check it before. The waiter who took the stand earlier. What possible? I'm not sure what it means. What possible reason will the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even the head waiter would not possibly have to that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If that is the mandatory waiter. What if it really were? Come on, Rinosuke, time to hit this cold with the truth. Here it is. The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Your Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. Beg your pardon? Perhaps I should have said the front. Is the front of the back of the card? That's where the telling detail is. Huh? Somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say. Osunaga's-san just sketched the plan of the restaurants on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession. His true profession, actually. What is profession, but that's surely... Good gracious. That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Waiter is a police detective. I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power, as far as regular civilians are concerned. So witnesses, they understand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentleman in the scene? Who? Waiter, right? Hold it. Inspector Osanaga. I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Well, no problem. And the plan to the court officer at once. Of course, here you are. I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. I mean to say, you really are a detective. Why would the detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Of course, the salary must be... I was walking undercover. Oh, yeah, undercover. Yeah, exactly what I wanted to say. There have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, walking undercover. Incidents at the restaurants? What kind of incidents? That will be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. Liberty? Yes, however I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Osanaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. I just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you will also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner, therefore I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these all witnesses to be in agreement. Will that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As expected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair. Beside him, a gun in hand, to the accused student. Sitting opposite to the victim at the same table was a young lady, who I guessed to be an English woman. The truth comes out, finally. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. I mean to say, remove the English woman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the English woman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Were my orders? What if this English woman was the killer? I think it will be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. In my views, the friendly terms of its relationship with Brady more highly than anything at the moment. An English man has been murdered on our soil, namely an English woman as the primary suspect. Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of question. That's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. It's not right. Well, now it's too late. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? The main university is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young English woman. You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. The code demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The English woman sitting under the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Bretz. It indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Humane University's medical faculty. What's happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, there is all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and all that this witness is to make no mention of her in the testimony. It must now be up to you, Excellency, to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. I found the matter are as follows. As far the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise, namely that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it will be desecration of a justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. Your Excellency, it will mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. On yourself, Consul. I will not allow the government of a country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Osanaga, you will locate this Giselle Bretz and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. That means you'll be going against the special orders we were given from the police bureau. It's too late. As said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It won't be a problem. Nothing will get in my way. All will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Bretz to witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Excellency. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Well, isn't that the perfect time? Take a break. To be continued. Well, I guess we can't finish it in only 2 videos. So maybe you have more. Well, anyway, as always, thank you for watching. Or us. Well, we'll see each other next week. Well, or Ace Attorney. Be in 2 days, I think. Or maybe 3. I hope you liked it. I'm glad if you did. And in any case, well, thank you for watching. As always, have a good day, or a good night, or maybe even a good afternoon. Because we see each other later. To finally finish this trial, maybe. Is it this English woman, Giselle Bretz, who killed the professor? John H. something. Who knows? Is there maybe another one, another witness, another criminal behind this. We can already know that the professor was shot from a really close range because of the burning on his clothes. So, will only be her, right? Well, to be sure, we'll see that later. Anyway, time to go. Bye. Take care.